To the Factor Uncensored, inflation has made money tight for everyone, especially millennials and Gen Z. According to a new study from Manheim, an auto auction company, the number of repoed cars increased by 11% in 2022 compared to 2021. I talked to bankruptcy attorney Amy Wilburn about the growing problem.
Amy, we saw a lot of people buying cars, particularly used cars, during the pandemic, and cars were very expensive because there was a shortage because of the chain supply issue. Now people are starting to pay for it, right, in the form of repos.
You're exactly right. So we did see an increase in car prices because we didn't have the chips that we needed to make new cars. There was a huge supply downturn for new cars. So of course, the demand for used cars rocketed way up. So those used cars got really, really expensive. We're seeing a lot of defaults, primarily with millennials and the Gen Z population as well. That, you know, these are people who don't have the income as much, they don't have the credit as much, and they're getting their cars repossessed at higher rates than we've seen since, I think, around 2009.
Wow. So what would be your advice to someone stuck in a situation like that? Is it to reach out to your creditors or the finance company and try to work something out, or just give it up?
You know, it's always a good idea to talk to your creditors. Give them a call. They might be able to lower the interest rate or your monthly payment. They might be able to give you a break on making payments until you can get back on your feet. You might also reach out to other lenders and see if you can refinance your vehicle and maybe stretch out the loan to lower the price, your monthly payment, or lower that interest rate. There are all kinds of good options. There are also ways that you might be able to have someone else take over the payments. If you can't sell your car for the amount that you owe on it, ending up in a deficiency balance, you might ask someone else if they would like to take over the payments on the car, and then you just let them drive it for a little bit, and then you have a car that's already paid for.
And what's the worst case scenario if you don't do anything and you end up getting your car repossessed? How does that affect you down the road? It's not just a repossession. It will follow you, right?
It does follow you if you still owe money after they sell the car at auction. So when they repossess the vehicle, they're going to sell it. Whatever is left over on the loan, you're on the hook for. And also, a repossession is not a great thing on your credit report. If you were to voluntarily surrender the vehicle, that's a little bit better on your credit report. So that is one option. But be prepared to be billed for that deficiency balance that you still owe on the vehicle after they've sold it at auction. Of course, as a bankruptcy attorney, I have to tell you, that is something that can be wiped out in the bankruptcy, that deficiency balance.
And when is it too late to take action if you've been hiding your car from garage to garage, friend's house to friend's house? What usually is the time frame after they've told you they want to repossess that car that it's too late to do anything about it?
Well, it's interesting. We usually see people getting their cars repossessed after about their third month of not paying. And then, of course, you have to find some way to catch up. You don't just make one payment and then everything is right again. So it becomes too late after they've sold the car at auction. In bankruptcy, you can still get your car back if they've repossessed it. So we're in that little window of time. They've repossessed the vehicle, but they haven't yet sold it at auction. If you were to file a bankruptcy during that time, you could still get your car back. But once it's sold at auction, it's a goner. There's no getting it back.
Now, Amy, we've always been told and when we grew up learning or supposedly knowing that bankruptcy is supposed to be bad, and that's last case scenario. But are you suggesting it as an option for something like this, a repossessed car?
I am. There are some bankruptcies that can also modify the contract. It's a very, very powerful tool. Sometimes I call it the sledgehammer approach. So I think, as a bankruptcy lawyer, that bankruptcy is just a regular old financial tool like any other financial tool. It's very, very common. It is in the Constitution. It's in Article 1 of the Constitution. So it's something that's actually necessary for people to keep moving in this economy that we have.
And of course, we know corporate America, they use it all the time. All right, Amy Wilburn with Lincoln Goodfinch Law in Austin, Texas. Thank you for your expertise here on The Factor Uncensored. Hopefully people will be able to work it out and keep their cars. Thank you, ma'am.